Who let her in here? This is a classified briefing. The words sliced through the room like a cold wind, drawing every eye toward the woman standing silently at the door. 4 junior officers sat around the war table, heads snapping toward her, with raised brows and narrowed suspicion. Monitors behind them blinked with radar data, while the Admiral at the head of the table didn't move, didn't speak, just watched. Before we dive into the story, drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. We love hearing from you. All right, let's jump in. She stood tall, uniform crisp, medals glinting, boots echoing softly as she stepped further inside. One of the officers chuckled under his breath, nudging the man beside him, probably logistics. Or medical. Definitely lost. Another leaned back in his chair and said with mock courtesy, "Ma'am, this meeting's restricted. You might want to wait outside." Still, she said nothing. No flinch, no apology. Just a steady gaze locked on the Admiral, like she knew exactly where she belonged. That's when the room flipped. The Admiral finally stepped forward, voice low and firm. "She's not just allowed in here. She's leading this room. Gentlemen, meet your new commanding officer." Silence. Pure, breathless silence. The laughter vanished. The arrogance evaporated. That same officer who cracked the joke now sat upright, blinking like he'd seen a ghost. She reached the table, calm as ever, and said, "I'm Commander Sarah Reese. You'll address me as ma'am or commander. And if rank is unclear, I'll be happy to clarify it, on the field." Not a soul moved. The Admiral added with unmistakable pride, "She's just returned from a 6-month Black Ops mission in the Bering Sea. Her record's sealed. But she's earned honors most of you will never even hear about." The faces around the table shifted, no longer confused or amused, but stunned. Humbled, dismantled. But Sarah knew what it took to get there. 10 years earlier, she was just another cadet walking into her first Naval Academy lecture late. Not because she was lazy, but because her boots had been stolen by senior cadets trying to break her. She finished the week barefoot, and still topped the class. They called her sweetheart and secretary during tactical tryouts. She didn't clap back. She just outscored everyone in strategy, survival, and leadership. She was once mistaken for a coffee runner during a deployment. She handed that same officer the classified brief he forgot, then dismissed him for insubordination. Every scar, every silence, every ounce of grit had been forged in fire no one else had to face. And now she was here, standing where none of them expected, where most believed she didn't belong. "Apologies, ma'am," one of the officers finally muttered. "I didn't know." Her answer was ice. "You didn't ask." You assumed for the next 6 weeks she turned their world upside down. She dismantled their plans, rebuilt them from scratch, and ran war simulations that made veterans sweat. She led 20-hour drills, skipped sleep, outperformed them in every category, then showed up earlier than anyone else the next day. Every moment they tried to challenge her, she buried them in precision, poise, and power. But then something started to shift. They stopped competing and started learning. They stayed behind after hours, asked real questions. One even admitted, "Ma'am, I misjudged you." She didn't smile, just replied, "Good." Don't misjudge the next woman who walks into a room. Respect wasn't demanded, it was earned. And she earned it so completely, even the skeptics saluted her first. On the final day, the Admiral returned. He looked around at the sharpest version of the team he'd ever seen. "I told you she was your CO," he said, "but I didn't tell you. She designed the mission you launch in 48 hours, and the only reason you're ready is because she made you ready." That same room that once questioned her now stood without hesitation. The same men who laughed now saluted with honor. Applause broke out, not out of duty, but reverence. She didn't ask for praise, but she got it, because leadership like hers can't be denied. Turning to her team, she gave one final command. "Let's go win the war before they even know we're coming." And just like that, they followed, not because of her rank, but because of her respect. Don't judge someone by their entrance. Judge them by their impact. True strength doesn't announce itself. It shows up, stands tall, and transforms everything in its path. Everyone sees things differently. Tell me how this story felt to you and what you would do if you were in their place. If this story touched you, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and share your thoughts in the comments below.